Hello, all. Welcome. Unfortunately, the audio for this episode got a little messed up. I don't know what exactly happened. Something reset in the settings, and I didn't notice it before starting the recording. Unfortunately, I will be voicing over this one. In today's episode, we start off where we left off, with Hades and Nexus getting ready to head over to Alpha Trion to bring the Forge of Solace. Cloud9 is getting ready to do some sort of strange drug experiment with one of the drone bodies that was recovered from the battle with Sentinel Prime. And Loose Wires had plans to give sentience and life to the drone that he had from the battle, if you could call it that. So we started off with seeing what Loose Wires was up to. And Loose Wires, having already downloaded the program and coding software from the drones previously, started working on a way to give them sentience. Instead of giving them proper sentience like your average Cybertronian, because again, these drones were not alive, they were very much program created to be tools of destruction and to enforce enslavement on Cybertronians. So what happened was, basically, our good friend Loose Wires created an AI program that would give self-awareness type of sentience, similar to, say, Cortana from the Halo franchise. That type of AI for this drone body. And then he spent a few hours repairing the drone body. And while he was doing that, we moved over to Cloud9, where we saw Cloud9 working on a speed enhancement drug of sorts. He managed to successfully work out something that would work for this drone, and he tested it on just the legs of the drone just to see what would happen, and it was successful in enhancing the speed of it for about 20 minutes, was the lasting amount of time for the effects for this drug. Then he started coming up with, okay, what does he need next to stabilize it and to not have it have any damaging effects on, say, Cybertronians if he ever wanted to move to that phase beyond just using drones. Then we headed over to Nexus and Hades, who met up with Alpha Trion at the Hall of Records, handed him the Forge of Solace, placing it somewhere safe. Hades then spoke with Alpha Trion a little bit about it, and Nexus spoke about the sort of how successful things were with killing Sentinel and how satisfying it was and such. Then Nexus went and downloaded the information and kind of dug into it on Sentinel's head that he had taken from the battle. And he learned a few things. He learned about a map that Sentinel had downloaded into his head that had a location somewhere beyond the Sea of Rust, pertaining to Project Proudstar. And then he had learned about not too much else, just that there was something strange going on in Sentinel's head. Sentinel had shadows inside of the data stream in his brain module, clouding the rest of the data that Nexus was searching for. So, with that in mind, Nexus told Alpha Trion about this and about the map, to which Alpha Trion told Nexus Hades knows where that location on the map is. So after discussing that a bit, and also discussing the fact that no idea how the Forge of Solace ended up on Cybertron, that they may need to seek answers on Caminus, Hades having heard this already, the party met back up at the Temple of the Knights. Cloud9 and Nexus had sort of discussed Cloud9's need for Nucleon to improve his drug, and Nexus completely agreed and was like, yeah, I could get you access to that stuff. While Hades went to contact his old brothers from the Knights, the original 12 Knights. He got in contact with his actual biological brother, Poseidon, who he requested aid in trying to find a way off Cybertron to Caminus, to which Poseidon said that he very much had a way to do so, and would get back to Hades on that when he has it all figured out. Nexus showed the map to Hades. Hades was like, how could this be? That's the birthplace of the Predacons. What what would something related to the Project Proudstar, something that happened long after the Predacons vanished, what is that doing there? Loose Wire showed up and told everyone what he had done, and there was a lot of arguing about the repercussions of the fact that a drone that was, before being put offline in the battle, a drone that very much worked on a hive mind network of non-sentient battle bots, basically, was now given sentience, and how the repercussions for that are going to be dire, more than likely. And I jokingly played into it and everything, just saying, yeah, this is probably going to end bad for you guys. But that is to be revealed. So then the party started getting ready, like, okay, we need to, like, figure out what we're going to be doing for this trip, because getting to the birthplace of the Predacons is going to take a few days. And that's more or less where the session ended. I summarized this into a much more condensed form. Again, this session was about an hour and a half long, maybe an hour and 50 minutes. And I just condensed it into 6 minutes because that's what I do with this sort of stuff. So I apologize that you're not getting a full episode this time and just a short recap, but unfortunately the audio just didn't want to work with me on the recording yesterday, and I don't know why. I'm going to look into it and I'm going to fix it, hopefully for next session, which is part 2 of this episode. Thank you for your patience, and thank you for all the viewership you've given me and my players, and thank you so much for the support. Have a nice day, y'all.